We welcome you to Visionet Info Solutions Private Limited. For the past 16 years, we have been bridging the gap between the skills taught in schools and colleges and the skills sought by the industry around us. With a complete range of multimedia courses and catering to over 1,200 clients, we bring to your world learning and teaching solutions. The Language Lab has two components and both complement each other: the Language Lab technology and the English teaching content. It is a friendly software. Browse your way through the interactive and fun-to-use Language Lab. We have professional multimedia-based communicative English and personality development courses divided into 3 levels of competency: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Let's deal with the features in detail. It has 2 interfaces, Teacher Console and the Student Console. The specialty of the system is that students can log in and study or take exams even if the teacher is not there, and the teacher can log in at the time of their convenience and assign exams and courses to the students and view their results. After extensive research and analysis, our experts have designed a scientific and interactive soft skills and personality development system, which incorporates various therapies, methodologies, and concepts through which a teacher can give soft skills and personality development sessions to the students on the same platform at the same time and in the same session. Now, what do you mean by therapy? For instance, if there are 30 students in a classroom, all the students would not be having the same problem. Some might be weak at pronunciation, others might have weaker vocabulary, others might need some aid in sentence construction. So each student has their own problem, and it is important for us to address each problem individually. The 3 therapies incorporated are speech therapy, rapid therapy, and MTIR therapy. Now let's look into these therapies with detail. Speech therapy. Speech therapy precisely helps in 4 things: removing fear and hesitation, polishing the language skills, correcting pronunciation, and in building vocabulary. Now let's understand each of them. Remove fear and hesitation. This is the major reason why one hesitates from speaking the English language. Thereafter, it is important for the student to be put into an environment and give companions so that one is able to be comfortable with the language. In order to make a student comfortable with the language, there are certain bilingual courses that keep the student in their comfort zone and take them through the learning process. Polished language skills. The methodologically designed content helps in the practice of the listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. Let's see how. The course is very systematically designed. Every content has a lesson followed by practice exercise and assessment. Now let us have a look at few lessons.
English is a soft language where some letters of alphabet are not stressed. For example, R is spoken very softly, just as form, there, perfect, army, etc. These words are sometimes.
Listen to the expert voice in any of the 3 accents: British, Indian, or American. This feature is called voice synthesizer. For example, let me take an example of the same.
Reform.
You can listen to it as many times as you want.
Reform.
There is an option to regulate the rate and volume of speech. A listener who would be listening to this word for the first time would like to listen it at a slower pace in order to get an exact idea of the stresses and intonation.
reform,
Now this is my recording section wherein I as a learner can record the same word. For example, let me do this for you. Reform. Now let's listen to what I recorded. Reform. Post this, there is this waveform technology to merge your voice with the expert voice meant and play the difference. So let's click merge and play in order to see this.
reform,
Reform. There are thousands of multimedia lessons to polish the language skills. Let's have a look.
Tense. What is a tense?
Use of comma and inverted comma.
Ice cream is an enormously popular food. The term ice cream in its broadest.
Similarly, there are supporting interactive assessments and activities for the students' self-assessment. These are the examples of the same. This is followed by interactive exercises to assess the students' vocabulary. Click on how to do to see exactly how this ought to be done. Now follow the same rule. Now follow the same method. Correct your pronunciation. There is a feature called text-to-speech. This enables us to know the exact way in which the word, sentence or paragraph is to be spoken in any of the three accents. For example, let us see it for ourselves. Let us listen to the pronunciation of the word renowned. You can choose any of the accent from here. Let's listen to it in British accent.
renowned,
Now let's listen to the same in Indian accent.
Renowned.
Lastly, in American accent.
renowned,
So this is a method in which a student can listen to the pronunciation of any word in any of the three accents and have an understanding of the same. There is another text-to-speech at the top. This too enables us to know the exact way in which the word, sentence or paragraph is to be spoken in any of the three accents. Furthermore, the rate of speech and the volume of speech can also be regulated in order to listen as per the learner's convenience. As in, while learning to the pronunciation of a new word, one would like to listen to it at a slower pace in order to get the exact syllable where the stress has to be laid. For example, let us listen to the pronunciation of this paragraph here. I will copy it from here and paste it here in this text-to-speech section. Select any accent out of the three. Minimize the rate of speech and click on Speak to listen to the pronunciation of this paragraph in British accent.
green is a beautiful color. In nature, the grass that you walk on is green and the leaves that you see on trees are usually green. Most of the plants that you see are green too. Frogs are green and many grasshoppers are green too. Turtles are different shades of green.
Now the same can be listened to in American and Indian accent. The rate of speech and the volume of speech can also be regulated. One of the highlights of this program is that you can convert text to speech and save it as an audio file or text file for playback or sharing. Now let us see how this will happen. The moment you click on Save as WAV file, the system will ask you for the place wherein you want to save this particular file as a WAV file. Save it with any name you feel like. Click on Save. Now this file is saved. Similarly, the same file can be saved as a text file in any desired location. Teachers can use this feature to prepare speaking, listening and TOEFL exercises for their students. Fourth aspect of speech therapy is build your vocabulary. Vocabulary builder exercise to enrich the vocabulary bank has been incorporated in the courses. Get to know them and assess your understanding. Let's see few vocabulary building exercises. One word substitution. We often use one word to do the work of several words. These special words enable one to convey one's thoughts or ideas briefly. The following words denote people who have different occupation. A man who takes care of people's health, doctor. A person who teaches, teacher. A person who stitches our clothes, tailor. A person who sings songs is a singer. A man who guards our house is a watchman. A man who mends our shoes, cobbler. Now this is followed by interactive exercises to assess the student's vocabulary. Click on how to do to see exactly how this ought to be done. Now follow the same method. Let us have a look at few other exercises. Furthermore, there is the English dictionary, the first of its kind that helps you to listen to the pronunciation of a word in any of the three accents and understand the meaning of the same. For example, let's listen to the pronunciation of the word reform here.
Reform.
The meaning and part of speech for this particular word has been displayed below with adequate explanation about the same, and the pronunciation can be listened to from here. Choose the desired accent. Click here to listen to the pronunciation.
Reform.
Similarly, you can choose any other accent and listen to the pronunciation. The rate and volume of speech can also be recorded. Furthermore, after listening to the pronunciation in expert voice, you can record your pronunciation here, listen to it, merge and play with the expert's voice and mend the difference. For example, let me do this for you.
Reform.
Reform. Reform.
Reform.
Reform.
So this is how it can be done. That's why it is called Speaking English Dictionary, because it pronounces the words for you and lets you practice the exact pronunciation of the same in any of the three accents: British, Indian and American.
Rapid therapy or role-play interactive thriller therapy. The unique feature of our language lab is that a learner can listen to the situational dialogues or role plays in the expert's voice, which familiarizes them with the conversation situation, thereby helping them to overcome the communication phobia.
Let us see how.
Checking into a hotel. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the Peachtree Plaza. Good morning. At bank. Good morning. I'm Vipul Sethi.
Hi, how can I help you?
In this feature, the system becomes the companion of the student and interacts with them. The system talks to him and waits for 15 seconds for his response. This practice session is intended to instill confidence in the students to be able to communicate in real-life situations with confidence.
Let us see how. Now this is called conversation practice. Student can choose the desired accent from here. Now let me choose British and click on Start Conversation. The moment the student clicks on Start Conversation, the system starts interacting with the student. The system will start posing questions to you and wait for 15 seconds for your reply. Post that, it will pose another questions. For example, let's see it for ourselves.
Good morning. I'm Vipul Sethi.
Good morning. Love. Cup.
Syllabic stress, word stress and sentence stress. This gives an idea of the syllables and the way in which stresses are laid on the syllables.
Let us see how.
Stress in polysyllabic words. In polysyllabic or multisyllable words, the stress falls on one of the syllables while the other syllables tend to be spoken over quickly. For example, in the word academy, academy, the second syllable is said with greater force. Academy, academy. Here, the syllable ca is stressed and all other syllables are actually squeezed. Sometimes people wrongly pronounce it and they say academy. So they lay stress on the words D-E-D. Academy. This is wrong. It should be academy. Academy.
Other features. Profile. Create student identities on the network and regulate their availability in the language lab. Notice board. This feature would flash new notices on all the students' console with regard to any project, event or activity that the teacher wants to communicate. Digital recorder. Students can record words or passages for speaking and reading practices. Teachers can use this feature to create listening exercises for the students. Authoring. Facility for the teacher to create additional study materials for the students' reference. Create new courses or lessons. Incorporate lessons in text, audio, video format or the combination of them. Add new words to create vocabulary lessons. Add new sentences to create situational dialogues. Add conversations to create role plays. Add tests and paragraphs for practice. Incorporate single movie or multiple movie files. Lessons can also be made through text-to-speech exercise builder and incorporated here. CMS or Content Management System. Facility for the teacher to create new courses from the existing courses and assign to the students as per the requirement for practice. Assign subject or courses to different batches or sessions. Assign subject or courses to a group or particular student. Manage and create new customized course for your students from the existing course on the fly. Reassign multiple courses. Add resources. Check the file sent by the student for evaluation. EMS or Examination Management System. Generate your own online examination. Create as many questions in as many question papers and get digitalized performance feedback. Choose from the list of question types. Add one if needed. Edit your question bank or create a question bank if you don't have any. Create question paper by selecting questions from the question bank. Set the time and day for the exam. Assign the question paper to an individual student or a batch. See the student's performance post the exam time. English Dictionary. Browse through 1,50,000 root words and 1,20,000 synonym sets and related words. When on computer, all you need to do is to copy the difficult word and paste them in this dictionary. This will give you the meaning, parts of speech, the word nearest in meaning, and also the implication of that particular word in sentences. Smart Tray. Smart Tray is a learning buddy that stays wherever you go. To record your voice, look up a dictionary, or have a text read out, you don't have to go back to the Visionit Language Lab application when it's always on your computer screen all the time. Live class broadcast to student desktop. Teacher can teach live or share any file with the class. File Management System. File Management System is document organizer that keeps all your files managed in one place so that you don't have to search for files all over your computer's hard drive. You may also send and receive files. One of the advantages in Visionit Language Lab is that you can not only send and receive folders but also keep track of all the transactions, since the software creates folders for each student, groups and class, showing you a history of received and sent files. Class Controlling and Monitoring System. Teacher can monitor all logged in students' desktop in one window. If you want to control any computer, you can click on the thumbnail and take control of that student's PC. This aids you in checking their progress and assisting them on their computer. Communication. Chatting. It is a medium for teacher-student communication. Teacher can connect to any student to solve their query or resolve their doubt. Hand raise system. This feature facilitates the student to attract the attention of the teacher in case they want to connect to them. This feature is also useful for polling in the class. Call Queue Manager. All the students who raise their hands are visible to the teacher in the queue in sequence. Teacher can then choose to answer a student's call on their convenience. These features have been developed and are upgraded with time according to the needs of the learner. This makes the learning process of a learner interesting and comprehensive, thereby making us unique. Thank you. Unique.